Hi, everyone, and welcome to the A-Okie show. My name is Skip A-Okie because everything that I do is A-Okie. And I am joined here today with Andrew Anderson. Andrew, how are you doing today, sir?
How are you, buddy? How you doing, Skip?
I'm doing lovely. So I know you and you know me. We've met a couple times in the independent scene, but some of my audience may not know who you are. So go ahead and let us know who you are, what you do, and all that fun stuff.
Uh, well, obviously, Andrew Anderson, the
Yep.
reinforcer, um, a pro wrestler, 20, got to be 26 years now.
Hmm.
Wrestled for almost every major company out there. Been around for 26 years. I'm sort of like the cockroach. You dropped a nuclear bomb and he's still there. I'm still here. So, for good or for bad, I'm still here.
Well,
So,
we're glad that you're here. Um, so you said that you've wrestled with all the major promotions. How far out does that go? Is that
well,
WWE?
I worked for the WCW at the power plant
Yeah.
with Kevin Sullivan. And not really WWE, but more WCW. Uh,
Okay.
right now, it's mostly indies and just journeyman wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Just you basically you pay me and I'm there. You know,
Right. Just enjoying it.
you
That
know.
it's always
Yeah,
fun to do
just doing
that.
what I got to do. You know,
Right.
throw me in a ring, pay me, and let me do my thing. Stay the freak out of my way.
Now, are you currently wrestling for any promotions right now, or have you kind of slowed down on
Well,
that?
you and I met at no. Well, right now it's slow down. I mean, with
Yeah.
the economy, everything slow down. I mean, where am I going to wrestle? I'm wrestling my dog, my living room mostly. I mean, I can't. I don't even have a gym now. Right now, my gym is
Yeah.
closed down. Like everything else is closed down, nationwide, worldwide. And with the social distancing, it's hard for me. I got 10-pound dumbbells at my house. I've been working out with those, which is ridiculous. A guy who used to work out with 80-pound dumbbells, benching
Right.
120-pound, 150-pound dumbbells, and I'm playing with tens till I get a burn. I'm doing a lot of prism workout at home,
Yeah.
push-ups and everything else. But as you and I met the set of SWE Fury TV tapings,
Yes,
so
sir.
in Point, Texas. So yeah,
Great
I'm in
show.
Texas a lot. I wrestle a lot. Yeah, great promotion. James Beard, Tom Lance, Tim Storm is the heavyweight champion.
Hmm.
A belt which I am going to take from him if Brent
Okay.
if Brent McKenzie, ex McKenzie, doesn't get it first. Um,
Yeah, those are some matches I can't wait
but
to see.
yeah, and so SWE Fury, I've been working for them a lot. I've worked in the past for Texoma Pro, and in Texas, and I work a lot on the East Coast. I work for all companies all over. So many I can't even name them. All these smaller companies, bigger companies. It's just a good time. I do a lot of Comic Cons, conventions because of my appearances in various films and TV series. So,
Hmm.
and just as you get older, it's you start doing more cons and signings than you do actual events at one point. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
unfortunately, a lot of these events have been canceled. Right now, I'm going to be August 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th in Charlotte, North Carolina for the Gathering, which is one of the largest um, fan fests out there, and from what I know, that's still on. The New England Fan Fest was canceled. That was supposed to be in I think June or July. That was canceled. Now we have another fan fest up in I think Connecticut or Rhode Island or Massachusetts. I think it's September. I'm doing that. I mean, there's a lot of things going on. I mean, but with the whole COVID-19 mess,
Hmm.
I mean, it's not being conducive to good business as far as my job, which requires attendance. And when
Yeah.
you can't have attendance, what do? You kind of suffer. So like everybody else, I'm trying to go to unemployment. I filled out my stuff for unemployment to try to see if I can get a paycheck in from them. You know what I mean? Because I mean, this really does suck.
It
And
does.
I'm not the only one. I spoke to Brian Knobs from the Nasty Boys, Greg the Hammer Valentine, whole last night, and they're all feeling it, just like we are. We're all feeling it.
Hmm.
So, and
I,
you know,
I
good.
understand that. I had I was working 4 different jobs and all of them shut down. So I
It's
completely
crazy. I'm
understand.
telling you.
Hmm.
And now they're
Now,
saying we're gonna have a food shortage. They're saying there's gonna be a food shortage too now.
really, that's
Yep.
crazy,
They said because a lot of the delivery people are getting ill, and the
man.
people in the plants that manufacture the food and are starting to get sick. So they're being quarantined.
Oh
So
wow, yeah, that's definitely something that
I
we're.
got one question. Yep, I
Yes,
got
sir.
one question.
Yes, sir.
How did I'm in New Jersey right now? I'm in the
Okay.
hotbed of this whole mess right now. I just want you to answer one question.
Okay.
How the fuck is the Golden Gate Bridge behind me? How did I get transported to San Francisco?
That's something that I'm wanting to know because you told me you're an hour ahead of me. I'm Central Time, so you're over in the East. So,
No, now apparently, well, I'm in the East, but technically I'm on the West Coast in San Francisco, according to
hmm
my background. I think we better call Zoom and tell them what the fuck is going on.
we'll have to get that taken a look at. Now, I did want to ask you, how did you get into the business? Like, what made you decide
I
I want to do this?
Well, it's funny that you should mention it because I've been reminiscing a lot about my early days in the business. Because yesterday I watched on Vice TV the Jimmy Snuka,
Yeah.
um, the murder story with Nancy Argentino, and Jimmy Snuka actually got me in the business, trained me, and brought me in and broke me in.
Nice.
Him and another wrestler, Jeff Miller, the Metal Maniac.
Hmm.
Uh, they found me at a bar. I was bouncing, and I went into to the business with them. Jimmy trained me with Gino Caruso, Mr. Italy, and Lake Hiawatha, New Jersey at East Coast Pro Wrestling School. They set me up with Nikolai Volkov as my first tag team partner. When Boris Zukov retired, I want to take over the reins as one of the Bolsheviks a little bit.
Hmm.
So I was in good company. Rocky Jones, um, the executioner Jerry Fazio, one of the WWE executioners,
Yeah.
behind a mask for a while. I replaced the original executioners. Those guys took me around. Then I broke in with some really great people, with like a Crowbar Chris Ford, and you know, it was just a good time to be a wrestler in the early '90s, mid '90s. It was a great time, and you know, you get to. I worked with everybody. I worked with Chris Bundy, King Kong Bundy, Jimmy Snuka, Greg the Hammer Valentine, who's like a dad to me.
Right.
Um, uh, I worked with Paul Orndorff. I worked with, God, you name the list a million times. Tony Atlas, Tito Santana. Um, shoot, Piper managed me, you know, for a
Really.
while. You know, they wanted to put me in with him, bringing me into WWE on a regular basis with Piper as my manager, but it never went into fruition.
Yeah.
You know, I worked with pretty much you throw a name at me, I worked with everybody in the business, but the only one I didn't want working with was the Road Warriors. I always wanted to work the Road Warriors. I told Joe all the time. Joe Laurinaitis is one of my best friends, and I bust Joe all the time. Me and you never got to work, so you know.
I
But
got you.
and so it's a good time. But it's all been a great it's been a great run. You know, I mean, it's, you know, I'm recognized. Everybody knows who I am. If you don't know me, when you see me coming down the street, you see me walking at you, see me sitting next to you in the movie theater, you know, hey, that guy's not just you know, a plumber. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
he's a wrestler. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So
you definitely have that wrestler vibe to you.
although one time I took enough edibles that I thought I was a plumber. lady we're sitting in Drago's in New Orleans, and fancy restaurant, and all the wrestlers are all in there, and the lady walks over me, and the other guys are kind of like small, on the smaller side, and the lady she says to me, she goes, "Are you a wrestler?" And I looked at her, and I was so drunk, and I look at her and I go, "No, I'm a plumber." You know? and everybody just hit the floor laughing, and that became kind of, for a while, people would say, "What do you do for a living?" I said, "I'm a plumber." So
Yeah, I'm a plumber.
it was just an inside joke.
I
So
got you. Now, you, I, blah, 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 I can talk. I promise. We discussed working at SWE Fury right now. Are there any other promotions that you're keeping an eye out for, or that you're watching
well,
right now?
I'm hoping that Billy Corgan and Dave Lagana give me a call for the NWA. I'd love to finish up my run and go right out in the sunset as part of the National Wrestling Alliance. I mean, that's
Oh
where
yeah,
I pretty much started out, and that's where I pretty much like to end up. You know what I'm saying? But now with all this, I mean, nobody's phone is ringing for anything,
Yeah,
So
I understand. Well, I was just asking for, future trying to, they may see this and they may say, oh, hey, we need to give them a call. So, Now, you were telling me that you collect the Marvel Legends and Star Wars.
yeah, I'm a crazy. I love 'em. I collect. When I was a kid, I used to collect Star Wars and
Hmm.
the Mego dolls, the 8-inch Mego dolls. But now I basically I collect Marvel Legends because I mean they're making all these. To be a toy collector now, it's just like insanely great. If you're a comic fan and to be a toy collector, all these characters like Marvel Comics is so rich in characters.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now you have them in plastic right in front of you, made up to scale to with each other and the articulation, everything. And I always loved action figures and always wished they would be done right. And finally, Hasbro Toys is making them right. Hasbro also makes Star Wars,
Hmm.
the Black Series, which is larger in the 6-inch scale, a little bit smaller than Marvel Legends, but by a fraction of an inch. But it's still pretty cool. So they're kind of in scale together. So I kind of keep my Star Wars and Marvel, and they're all Disney owned, so I keep them all together. But I have a large collection of Marvel Legends. Started off when it was Toy Biz owned to now that
Yeah.
Hasbro owns it. I collect all that crap.
I gotcha. I used to collect the wrestling figures whenever I was little, and then wrestling figures turned into pop vinyl figures. I actually have,
See, wrestling to me is work, so I don't collect wrestling figures.
yeah,
I
I
do
get
have my
that.
own. I do have my own action figure because that way I can always, when I want to be, kind of go out in public and play with myself. I can and not get arrested.
That's great. But I actually have about 200 pop vinyl figures myself. They're taking over my house. It's ridiculous.
Oh, listen, I know how that happens. My family is getting really kind of pissed on my end about figures taking over. Been talked to by everybody. So,
But hey,
you
man,
know,
if you
get
like
them
it,
out
you
of,
like it.
you know. Yeah,
Now,
that don't mean they like it.
now, whenever you go to a show, what do you kind of do to get your mind right? I know that you've kind of like taken a step back from being an active wrestler, but like, what do you do to
No,
get your mind
I'm
right?
not. No. Don't. I'm not taking a step back from being
Oh,
an
I
active wrestler.
apologize.
I'm 100% active. I'm just starting to see that I'm going to have to slow down eventually. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to stay fully active like this. But
Oh,
as far
okay.
as
I
active goes, I'm
misunderstood.
still. Oh no, listen, I can still go, man. I can still go. You've seen me work in
Yeah,
SWE.
yeah. I've seen you. I've seen you.
Yeah, the crazy man's still out there. I mean, no, the wild man still is wild. As long as I still got a streak in me, and I'm happy with it.
Uh,
So, but
I understand.
yeah, but to prepare for a match, you know, I mean, I basically go in. I sit in the locker room. I basically keep to myself. I try to talk to some of the younger guys. I see
Hmm.
who I'm working, and then just go with the flow. I mean, it's another day at the office to me. I hate to think that I'm not one of the guys that is so jaded that it's just like, oh, I'm working this guy, or I have to do this, or I'm going this long. Let me know what I got to do, and I'll do it. I'll have fun
Right.
doing it. As long as my character is portrayed in a good light and kept strong, I'm happy with it.
Okay, that's cool. Now, I don't want to keep you too long. I just, could you tell everyone how they can contact you for bookings and all of that good stuff, just so that people can
Um,
follow you?
Facebook fan page, the Reinforcer Andrew Anderson. I have another Facebook fan page, Andrew Anderson. You can look me up on Twitter at Drew the Wrestler, and Reinforcer Andrew and the Reinforcer Anderson on Instagram. So,
Okay, cool.
and you can pretty much see my face anywhere on any of those. I got my main Facebook page has me with a can of Lysol spraying you.
I got
In
you.
the past, it used to be when you get those ugly fans with no teeth coming at you, you want to get bug spray and go, pss, pss,
Right.
you know. So, I have a
No.
lot of fans. Unfortunately, I have a lot of fans that have summer teeth. Some are here, some are there. But that's the basic constituency for the wrestling crowd. When you
Yeah.
get like down south, when you get down south, and you get in those rural states like Indiana and some parts, you got people with no teeth. I mean, hell. But maybe I should have been a dentist on the side.
Right. There you go.
I could plumber now. I'm a dentist.
That's great. No,
I've been fucking quarantined too fucking long, man.
I'm the same way. So, but I appreciate you coming on and spending time with me, Mr. Anderson. But you have yourself a fantastic day, and like I said, I appreciate
Send me
you.
the link for this so I can air it on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, sir. I definitely will. All right. You
All
have a
right,
great day.
Skip. Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir.